So we'll kick this off with a little news. How about that? So in the news today, XS Sights has expanded its 3-dot RAM night sight line to include the Canik TP9SF series and the Taurus G2 pistols series. FN America has announced the availability of the FN 509 midsize MRD in flat dark earth FDE, now the latest in the optics-ready FN 509 lineup to be offered in FN's signature color. Sig Sauer has added a 205 grain subsonic 300 black load to their tipped hunting line of ammunition. We actually tested this on Guns and Gear last year. It was pretty cool. The new subsonic 300 blackout load features a yellow tipped 205 grain lead core bullet designed for expansion and accuracy. The load uses the same single base extruded powders as SIG match grade rounds for consistent muzzle velocity and insensitivity to temperature change, helpful for hunting. Optimized for the AR-15 platform, the new subsonic hunting ammunition is engineered to allow hunters to load 30 rounds in a 30-round magazine. What a weird concept. And have cartridges feed properly.
Yeah.
And they did this with a step-down design, shoulder ogive. We're getting really geeky now. Shouldered ogive that keeps the bullet from hitting the ridges of the magazine, which could cause the rounds to shift and eventually fail to feed. Here's the important part. The muzzle velocity is 1,000 feet per second. Muzzle energy is 455 foot-pounds from a 16-inch barrel. The round is recommended for use in barrels 9 inches or longer. And there you go. So, KJ, how you doing, man?
That's it.
That's
doing
all
good.
they
I
give
had
you
to come
today.
into the
I could have
office
gone
today
longer.
because, man, the internet at home just sucks.
Well, that happens when everyone's watching Tiger King or whatever. Meaning
I
you.
know. I know. They sit there and they watch those Netflix.
That's right. Watching them Netflix. All right. Today is Gun Talk Live is brought to you by. Wait, we're waiting. We have something before that.
We are live. No, well, we are. We're going to announce the winner, but we've got to pay we got to make that cheddar somehow.
That's right. We got to make payroll. Today's Gun Talk Live is brought to you by Colt, still making history. And let's kick this off with some giveaway talk. Our last week's giveaway, and now we've got one for this week. So take it away, Mr. KJ.
All right. Hey, this week we've got Mr. Damon Andrews from YouTube. You won. I'll be reaching out on YouTube. But yeah, his comment, my weekly comment. And Mr. Damon Andrews, you won for that comment. So congratulations. You won a Surefire Stiletto. Again, man, if you don't tune in and you don't go back and look at those comments and you don't look at your comments on YouTube, especially Facebook, you'll get a notification. But YouTube, if you don't look, you won't know you won. So, Damon, congratulations. Hey,
yeah,
this week we're going to give away some Wheeler engineering tools. We're going to give away, I don't know if you guys can see that right there. We're going to give away a compact AR tool and an AR multi-scraper carbon cleaner for your AR. So these two are on the table. All you got to do to win it is like, comment, do your thing over there. Just comment. Every comment is an entry. So it's all up to you.
So I love the guys who comment. Their comment is basically, here's my comment to win. It's real creative. We also have another giveaway going on that we ought to tell you about. It's the carry-on giveaway. You can enter now through Friday, April 17th at guntalk.com/win. Grand prize, the new FN 503 Slim 9mm pistol, a $500 gift certificate from Galco Gun Leather, lockdown prize pack with lockdown puck, vault kit, handgun organizers, vault automatic light, door organizer. There's also a couple first prize winners of Galco gift certificate and lockdown stuff. So if you want to win stuff, we're giving it away. Go to guntalk.com/win and you might be a winner. So we have a couple things to cover today. as the title indicated, shooting looters question mark. It's something that came up in Gun Talk Radio this past week, and then we also are going to talk about a cool thing that just happened from the Secretary of Interior increasing hunting opportunities for us. Um, so, KJ, you'll be monitoring Facebook, right?
Right. That's right. That's what I was gonna say. Is Ryan's over on YouTube watching those comments. He's gonna comment throughout the thing, and I'm over here on Facebook because I can't use my computer because it's a little ways away from me right now. So, you guys just comment. Leave us your comments. But I think are we gonna jump into the hunting thing first, right?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's jump in there. So, this is news that broke this week. So, well, I should go back. At SHOT Show this year, we did a bunch of these live broadcasts from our booth at SHOT Show. And one of the big guests we had on was the Secretary of the Interior. So we had the Secretary of Interior on, and that job, Secretary Bernhardt, um, they control all the interior stuff, all the lands and all that. So what broke this week was actually a proposal that expands hunting and fishing opportunities, new hunting and fishing opportunities across 2.3 million acres at 97 national wildlife refuges and 9 national fish hatcheries. And KG, you were telling me that you're hearing from a lot of friends who are asking about going hunting now. They're cooped up in their house. They're thinking about, how do I get more food? Tell us about that a little bit.
Yeah, it's just kind of a funny thing because you people come out of the woodwork in times of crisis, and I think that's what a lot of us are dealing with now. And especially since we talked about it last week, a lot of guys buying guns for the first time. Well, people are starting to hunt and fish, you know, just out of the air. No, it's in times of need, in times of, maybe it's boredom is why they're starting to fish. I don't know. They want to get outside, but they're figuring out really quick that hunting is not just killing animals. It's harvesting your daily meal. It's feeding your family, and I think they're kind of starting to realize, like, well, maybe KJ wasn't so crazy after all.
Well, I mean, you still may be crazy, but you know,
It's possible.
hunting. I think they're learning that, wow, there's a lot to hunting, and there are some advantages here. So, what's cool about this, and there's an important thing about this proposal. Um, it's a historic proposal for expanding hunting and fishing, but the proposed rule is under a 60-day comment period. So they basically put it out there and they ask people, "Hey, what do you think about this?" So if you're interested in that, we can put some information out there about it. If
Yeah.
you'd like to comment and go, "Yes, I'm in favor of it," and let them know that, yes, I want you to do this, um, because this is a pretty cool deal.
Yeah, and really, this is opening up a lot of lands. It's opening up like 9 national fisheries for folks, and I'm what 2.3 million acres. So the Backcountry Hunters and Anglers Club, they're all about this, and as we all should
Oh
really,
yeah.
we all should want more access. I mean, that's what we're wanting, right? We want more access to enjoy those opportunities to get out. But this gives a lot of people. This is like opening up a really large gun range for newcomers. And I think that's one of the best ways to look at it is it's opening up opportunities for the single moms to get their kids out and dads just to enjoy with their daughters and sons. Take them out in the field, take them out in the water, enjoy that time. And I think opening up more lands always a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, one of the biggest challenges to getting more people outside, and especially hunting and fishing, is the access. That's, for a lot of people, that's the tough part. And expanding access is great. And I was just looking at this. The proposed rule is open for public comment for 60 days. You can go to regulation.gov and you can search for this. There's a big long docket number that you probably don't want me to read right here, but if you look up kind of what this is the um, Department of Interior expansion of hunting and fishing opportunities. And they actually worked
Mhm.
with a bunch of different organizations on this. You have Safari Club International. You've got Coastal Conservation Association, which is a huge fishing organization. National Wild Turkey Federation. You've got the president and CEO of Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, executive director of the Houston Safari Club. So a lot of the big conservation groups are totally on board with this, which is just super cool.
Yeah, we've got a lot of good comments in. And by the way, I did get some ammo for that lever action. So we've got some coming on the way. So hopefully we'll
Oh,
get that gunshot, that 3240. Um, we've got some really funny comments coming in. Uh, Joe says, I think my SIG is cheating on me with a Glock. I don't know what that's
it
for.
happens.
But
It
Craig Webb
happens.
says those grounds belong to the people. Open them up, and we have to teach these newbies safety and responsible use. And I think that's a
Yep.
very important. Man, Craig, you're exactly right because if we don't take care of these lands, they'll shut them down. It's I've always been taught, and I'm sure everyone else watching this has been taught, leave it better than when you came in. Whether that's picking up trash on your way out or just cleaning up after yourself.
Yeah, and the fact of the matter is that getting people outdoors and getting people hunting and fishing actually creates a deep respect for the land and a deep respect for the animals. It's the opposite of what non-hunters think. They think non-hunters hate animals. It's the exact opposite of that. Hunters are the biggest conservationists there are. Also, if you get more hunters out there, a lot of those fees go towards conservation, helping the animals,
Right.
helping preserve the land and the conservation and all that stuff. So that's a pretty cool deal. Um, now, we do have the title of this, which we kind of were the looter shooter thing. We
That's
could dive into
it's kind of
that,
quick.
but it's yeah. Well, first of all, I probably should just pay the bills real quick. This Gun Talk Live is also brought to you by Caldwell. Caldwell Shooting is your source for all your target needs. Targets make shooting more fun. Just a little secret for you. Um, Caldwell's new AR-500 bright yellow, easy to mount steel targets are ideal for competition, training, and recreation. Are made of AR-500 hardened steel, available in 7 different sizes. Has a variety of self-healing targets, paper targets, metal targets, plus gear for the range, including mag loaders, brass catchers, safety glasses, hearing protection. Find your next target at caldwellshooting.com, and also Ruger. Following in the footsteps of Ruger's PC carbine and PC carbine chassis system, Ruger's new PC Charger pistol, settle down, KJ, in 9mm has people talking. The PC Charger comes with an interchangeable magwell that accepts Glock mags. Oh, features
Yep.
include a built-in Picatinny rail for your choice of brace, AR grips, and light, crisp trigger. It's also a takedown model, cool, with the takedown mechanism incorporated into the hand grip, super easy to use. Find Gun Talk's first look on YouTube, Facebook, etc. Find out more at Ruger.com. Now let's talk about looter shooters.
Okay, but before we move on, if you guys do not have those self-healing targets from Caldwell, you're missing out because you can shoot them forever, and they're lighter than steel.
Yeah, and you can
I
shoot
know
them
they won't.
close.
I mean,
Yeah, you can shoot them close
yeah,
too.
yeah,
You
they're
don't
they're
get the
super
bullet
cool.
bouncing off.
Exactly.
So
Oh,
we had a
hey, our,
call
our
this
I
week.
have to give a special shout out to Rick Rasnick. He hasn't been on in a while. He is back and enjoying the show. But he also says that Caldwell also makes some really good shooting gloves. So it's not only targets; they've got a lot of stuff out there.
Yeah, they do have a lot of fun stuff. That's the kind of stuff, the little gear things that can make shooting more fun. It can make it a little bit more pleasurable. And also, a lot of times, those little things are helpful when taking other people shooting, having interesting targets to shoot, having the right eye and ear protection, which isn't real sexy, but it's super important. And if it's comfortable and it works, it's going to be your people are going to wear it. So those are helpful deals. We've got a couple comments coming in. Garrett says, I have no carbon buildup. I blow it out when I run the gun at high speed. Garnett. Matthew says, if you have to choose it, Razor's pandemic defensive player, which one would you choose? 22 LR with 12 rounds, 9mm 6, or 1022 or 308 rifle. I think he's talking about a gun for the pandemic.
Yeah.
Jared says, found a Ruger PC Charger. Now need to find a brace. Oh, yes. We have information for you on braces. Yes, KJ?
If you go watch that video, in the comments, I left a couple links to those braces. One was the Palmetto State AKV folding triangle folding brace, and the other was the SB Tactical folding brace. Um, my preference was the triangle folder, and that's what's on the gun currently. I really liked it. I didn't think I would like it because it was a little bit flimsy, but it's actually really sturdy, and it's kind of a design thing.
Yeah. Yeah, both worked well. But we do have some links in our PC Charger video of where you can find braces and actually click and buy, purchase them right there. So this past Sunday on Gun Talk Radio, one of the cool things about Gun Talk Radio is it's a live show and we have live
Mhm.
callers. It's not, podcasts are great, but this is like call in across America deal, which opens yourself up to the public. And the public can be great for entertainment sometimes. So we had a caller this week. We're going to play you a clip, and you guys can discuss slash roast this guy. And we'll also play you um, what Tom's response was to that. So why don't we cue up the caller real quick and play that for you?
Particularly here in New Mexico, is we're getting a lot of people coming across the border. They're not here to work. They're here to bring drugs and take money across the border and bring illegal immigrants in. And our city has had a tremendous downturn in our police department. And we're inundated here with criminals that would just shoot you right in your own driveway and take your stuff. And we have had two things in the past happen. We used to have a plea and felon law, and the state itself doesn't have a citizen's arrest policy. So if you do use your gun, and it has happened, they come down on you when you're trying to get your stuff back, and it turns into an altercation. And it is more important now because we have had the highest year in homicides last year that people take it seriously.
So there's more to this. So he's worried about, and I hopefully have the other clip where he talks about chasing some guy down the street after his TV. Do we have that clip, Michael? I don't know. You want to play the next one for us?
No, we don't. We don't have that clip. The really main thing about that clip was go and take your stuff back. I mean, that's when he got
Right.
in. Later on, he got into chasing the guy down the street. And we've had actually
Right.
a couple of calls kind of like that, but it was just shocking to me when I had to pause it this week when I was watching it on our the podcast app, and I had to just scratch my head. And this was before Tom even got in, just started laying into him because we get a lot of these questions and it's shocking.
Yeah. You hear it a lot in concealed carry classes. The people who don't study this stuff, they're always like, when can I shoot the guy? When can I shoot the guy? And basically, this guy starts talking about somebody taking his TV and running down the road, and I need to be able to shoot him. We have a clip of Tom's response to this, I think, right?
Yeah, let's roll that in.
Let me jump in here, John. Let me ask you, because I mean, I think what I hear you saying is you can't shoot people for stealing your stuff. Well, you can't do that anywhere. There's no place in the country where you can shoot somebody for stealing your stuff. You can basically, there are really only a couple of reasons that you can legally shoot where it's defensible. That is to protect your life or protect yourself from death or from grave bodily harm, you or someone else. If someone has picked up your TV and they're running out the door, there's not a place in the United States where you're allowed to shoot somebody for that.
Yeah. So you can't shoot someone for stealing your stuff. And actually, Tom goes on, if you want to just be just pragmatic and mathematical about it, okay? Generally, if you shoot someone in self-defense, even if you do it correctly, a lot of times that's going to cost you a lot of money in legal fees beyond the whole moral side of it. It's going to could cost you $50,000 to $100,000 in legal fees, even if you do it right. Keep in mind the TV might be $500, $1,000, even if you got the super sweet one that's it's $2,000 TV. I mean, let them take the TV. You got insurance, and if you don't have insurance, suck it up. But the short answer on this is no, you can't. You can't shoot people for taking your stuff. Okay, Jay?
You can't. Even though you think you have the right to. I mean, you think of this guy running out the door, chasing this guy down the street for his TV. One, he's exited. He is now the aggressor. Think about that. Now you're the aggressor, and to a jury of your peers, you are the aggressor. You had an opportunity to lock that door as he left.
Yeah,
Lock it. Call the cops.
absolutely.
Get away.
Think about
But you
what
chose not to.
Yeah. Yeah, think about what a prosecuting attorney is going to say. So, why did you kill him? Well, he had my TV. Why
Yeah.
couldn't you
Where was your
just
TV located?
let him
In
just
my
call
house.
the police?
Well,
It's
yeah.
just unreal.
But he was down the street.
Unreal.
But
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
there. I think there's going to be an increase. We are going to see an increase in home invasions. I really do believe we are. And just last Sunday, there was a home invasion in Nebraska, and I don't know if you guys have seen this, but so a guy breaks into a couple of houses before, and this is right around 4 a.m. Well, he kind of made a mistake. He broke into a professional UFC fighter's house. Have you guys seen this?
Yeah, the interview, I think I saw the interview, and I didn't realize it was in Nebraska. But now the UFC fighter tackled him to the ground. There wasn't a gun involved as far as I know, right?
No, huh? And this goes to show like how you can't assume that no one knows how to fight. And if he said he's never fought that hard in his life against a tougher opponent, and this guy knew nothing about fighting, because it was a different set of
Yeah.
circumstances, and he woke up at 4 a.m. to this guy in his house, and he went on in the interview to say, 99 times out of 100, I will have my gun beside my bed. He didn't that night. Man, I don't know what you do in that circumstances, because even then and Michael is listening on the other side of this as one of our editors, and we were in our self-defense class, and a guy was adamant that if a guy is in his house, he absolutely 100% has the right to shoot him, and he will shoot him. Well, what if he is just a neighbor who is drunk off his butt and just making himself a sandwich in the kitchen, and he turns around and he has a sandwich and you shoot him, and it was just a mistake? I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's tough. It's tough.
You can't shoot someone because you're scared. Sorry. You just like, yeah, he was standing in my house and I shot him. Well, I'm sorry. You may or may not, that may or may not work. We've got a couple of good comments here on YouTube. Benjamin says, unless your kids are in the same room as the TV, yeah, I mean, there's definitely lots of what ifs. Also, Ben says, get carry insurance. Um, there, yeah, I like Boyd's comment. Boyd says, good luck enjoying my crappy TV. Yeah, stuff is just stuff, man.
That's pretty good.
Now, House of Wolves says, I disagree. If you breach my property, I'm protected by the law. Also, you can't determine the intentions of a person who's trespassing. Well, we can always do the what if thing. I mean, House of Wolves, I would say that that's your job. You need to determine the intentions of the trespasser. You need to communicate with them. Stop. What are you doing in here? Get out of my house. You can't just walk up, sneak up behind them and shoot them in the back of the head. You need to talk to the person, And if you've got a gun,
Well,
you can stay back. You can back there. there's a lot of stuff that if you haven't been through the training and force on force, you don't realize there's maybe more than one or two options. There's maybe like lots of options.
Yeah. You really you've got to use your verbal judo is what, a lot of trainers say, and you got to use your verbal communication, and relation. And there's always going to be a what if, like you said, what if there's two guys in the house? What if this is in the afternoon and you see clear intent? There's a lot of body language too, that signals their intent. There's facial expressions that signal their intent. Um, you have to take all that into account. But I mean, yeah, what if let's take guys out of it. Let's say you get up and you find a lady in your house, and I mean that changes the circumstances a bit, don't you think? I mean, there's always what ifs.
Well, yeah, there's tons of what ifs. And it's a good thing to play the what if game. It's a good idea, and I don't think the answer is always if you're in my house, I'm shooting you, you're dying. According to House
I
of
mean,
Wolves,
there
that's
there are
his strategy. He's
yeah,
shooting everybody that
there
walks into his
are
house. So
there are a bunch of good comments coming in because Grant Wallace, he says, how long do you have to make the decision? Man, that
yeah,
I mean, I think it's all it's dictated by the situation, and they do make a lot of good cases here. I mean, yeah,
yeah. I mean,
U.S.
I
Law
can give
Shield.
you probably, yeah. Lawyer cost me 14 grand when I shot a robber. Worth every penny. Certainly worth every penny. Yeah, you're going to have to pony that up rather than if you did everything the right way, but there's still going to be a cost there. If you can avoid it,
Yeah,
avoid it. But it's good to, you got to run through these
right.
scenarios.
You
I mean,
you can run through the
because
scenarios
you
all you
can't
want.
always, your mind can't always go to, your mind can't always just go to, I'm just going to shoot him. Like, if he's at my house,
Right.
I'm shooting him. Well, maybe it's your
I
daughter's boyfriend who's sneaking in. Now, you might want to shoot your daughter's boyfriend, but you also
still
might go
shooting.
to prison.
Right. But I mean, if we look at this, I mean, if I wake up at 3:30 a.m. and there's someone breaking into my house, I'll be honest, it's going to be hard to not keep my finger off that trigger and pulling that trigger because the adrenaline's going to dump. I'm losing cognitive skills as I come out. I hope I vocalize, but honestly, like if I'm not in my daily training routine and stuff like that, it's going to be very hard for me not to pull that trigger. So I see exactly where these guys are coming from because man, it's an adrenaline dump. Doing this force on force stuff, it gets your adrenaline jacked up to, like a 12. And Boyd Bauer will attest to this. Once that adrenaline starts going, now this is, you take your mind out of training and now this is real life. It's a totally different scenario.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you guys watch our show First Person Defender, we've done 70 something episodes of that show, I think. And one of the things we typically ask someone is, why'd you shoot him? And sometimes they know and it's obvious. Sometimes they think they know. And then we pose another question to go, who was he? I don't know who he was. Well, shouldn't you? Shouldn't you have an idea of what's going on here? So it's just get you to think. And hey, I'm glad you guys are prepared and thinking about this stuff. House of Wolves, thanks for watching us, man. I'm not trying to give you a hard time, but I know in the comments it's hard to communicate all your thoughts, and it's just we're all just talking about this. Prepare to Survive is talking about rubber bullets and pepper spray. Those are options. But if someone is, if it's the boyfriend, okay, pepper spray. But if it is a couple bad guys who do intend to rape, kill everyone in the house, maybe pepper spray is not the best option.
Well, I mean, it definitely gives you, I mean, it is an option. But honestly, man, if you're not training with this stuff, it's going to be very hard for you to figure that out at 4 in the morning. And I think that's what it goes back to is training, because the more courses you take, the more prepared your mind goes to. Look at the gentleman we had this year on FPD in the restaurant. We gave him some hard scenarios, but he has taken so much training. He's taken gun sight training. He has dedicated his entire life to training, and we could not stump him. I could take him and put him in 12 different scenarios, and I have utmost confidence that he's going to make the right call every single time, because his mind's there, his training's there, and he's thinking the problem through, not just through the trigger press, but through to what's going to happen after.
Yeah, it's true. The people who have a lot of training, it's actually very rare that we're not able to screw someone up on first person defender in those 4-on-4 scenarios. We usually can make them mess up, and that's kind of what we're trying to do, because you learn more when you mess up at first. But occasionally we get someone who's done a lot of classes, done a lot of work on this stuff, and they do great. It's not just about being able to put hits on target. There's a lot more that goes into this stuff. So I know we've kind of gone all over the place with this, and I think it's a good discussion. Any other stuff you want to get in here before we close it out, KJ?
Oh, we've got great comments from the guys over on Facebook. Joe says, "Why do you think Tier 1 teams practice, and practice? Because they're good at their craft. They know their craft. And defending your life and your loved one's life, that should mean you should practice, practice, practice." Man, there's a lot of great comments. But possibly one of the better comments though is from our boy Rick Rasnick, who says, "How about I just wing my daughter's boyfriend?"
Yeah, can we just make a deal?
Just make a deal.
Yeah,
I'll
I
wing
know.
it. And
Ben says, "Don't run out, scream at the guy damaging your vehicle to stop charges you." But just think about your gunfight. You think about everything. Smith says, "But you shoot
other fight," because we were filming this week, and Jace, our cameraman, who's super talented, real trained up guy, he showed me a shotgun reload drill. And so it's a reload drill where you have all double-aught buck in the tube, and you want to get a slug in the chamber before the double-aught buck. And so he ran this drill where you kind of press the double-aught buck forward, reseating it, and then you take that slug, roll it over, empty it in, and then you've got one in there. I couldn't do that if I had to make a longer shot and not hit anything else around my target. I'd have a real tough time, because it's a new drill for me, and it's a skill that I would have screwed up in the middle of a fight.
Yeah, you have to run hundreds of rounds of a new drill before it really starts sinking in and starts becoming something you can execute.
Yeah.
Joey LeBlanc, hey man, thanks for watching. He did FPD a couple years ago. He said, "Did a pretty good job, but the best line I heard was, 'Your body will not go where your mind has never been.'" That's a Chris Serenoism, I think.
Yeah.
And it's a good one. Your body won't go where your mind has never been. It's good.
Yeah. It's getting harder now because my body's getting older, and my mind wants my body to do stuff that doesn't need to do, like run more miles and do more sit-ups and stuff like that.
I'm not as good as I once was, but I'm good once as I ever was, right? I don't really listen to country music, but I like that one. All right, guys. So I think we've solved all the world's problems today, right? Thanks for watching Gun Talk Live. Be sure to comment. If you comment, you're entered to win the gear. Also go to guntalk.com/win, and you can be entered in for that carry-on giveaway for the FN 503 pistol, the Galco gun leather gift certificate, lockdown prize pack. Lots of cool stuff. And we've got more giveaways coming up, so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching. You were awesome. Lots of good comments today. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching Gun Talk Live.
Thanks for watching Gun Talk Live. For more great gun content, subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages. You can always watch the Gun Talk channels on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon. And of course, you can always find us at guntalk.com. Thanks for watching.